Let's get reaction from the chief Palestinian representative to the United States, Husam Zomlot. Dr. Zomlot, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
You told Reuters yesterday, before the decision was announced, this would have catastrophic consequences, and in your words, would be a kiss of death for a two-state solution, Israel and Palestine. Why?
Because Jerusalem is at the very heart of the two-state solution, and it has been the U.S. long-held position all these years. It was in writing by secret. The U.S. would commit to international resolutions, 242, 338. That's land for peace. That's the end of Israel's occupation that began in 1967. That includes East Jerusalem, and the state will be established in that place. In that letter, Secretary Baker specified the status of Jerusalem, and he did promise us, the Palestinians, that should you accept negotiations, we will respect the status of Jerusalem. We will never recognize Israel's annexation of Jerusalem or control of Jerusalem.
When the president said he would leave open the sovereign, all the borders of Jerusalem, that's not good enough?
No, and therefore we entered into this peace process sincerely based on these promises. And therefore now there is a renege on these promises, a U-turn, if you may. And again, how can you talk about two-state solution without Jerusalem? And how can you enter into a peace process that is heartless, that doesn't have the heart of it? We are not interested in an empty peace process, Wolf.
Because earlier this year, Dr. Zomlot, you told Politico, all indications are that President Trump is serious and keen regarding start or believe that.
No, exactly. Only until the end of last week, we were engaged with the White House. We had convened so many meetings, and we were discussing the ultimate deal. We were discussing the strategic, mega, macro picture of President Trump's commitment to achieving a lasting, comprehensive peace. We have committed to this process. We have declared our willingness. We have invested in the meantime over the last 9 months to make sure that we pave the way, including the Palestinian reconciliation and the return of the Central Authority to Gaza, because without Gaza, we cannot have two-state solution. We have been working day and night with President Trump, and you just quoted me being excited, and all of a sudden this comes out of nowhere. And let's put the politics of identity, narratives, history, religion aside, and let's be rational. What is the purpose of this move? It has just injected anxiety in the process. It has injected suspicion and anger.
So is the peace process over?
I believe today what is certain is that the U.S. has done a self-inflicted disqualification of being the sole arbitrator of this. And I believe there is a lethal blow to the heart of the peace process because, again, Jerusalem is the heart of it. And I believe today was a precious gift to the very extremists, the non-solutionists, the settler movement in the West Bank. It's not even to the Israelis, because the majority of the Israelis, according to all polls, including recently, 85% are with a divorce, are with the two-state solution on the 67 borders, including East Jerusalem. And therefore today, those who are opening champagne are the ones who want to see Armageddon, a religious war.
But despite the president's rhetoric today, very strong rhetoric, he once again signed that waiver and is avoiding immediately moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Do you believe he might still change his mind?
I hope so. We call upon him to change his mind. Our president said today very clearly that this decision is rejected and that a reversal of this decision must be done.
So if Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, one of the senior advisors who's in charge of the Israeli-Palestinian peace process, calls you tomorrow and says, come on over to the White House, let's meet, let's see what we can do. What do you say to him?
That would be a decision for President Abbas to make and the political leadership back home, not for
President
me.
Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Authority president.
That would be our...
So you would ask him, should I go to the White House? Should I not go to the White House? What's your instinct? What do you think President Abbas would decide?
Well, President Abbas will convene the Palestinian leadership as he did today. He promised to convene it, and there will be strategic decisions because, Wolf, we are upon a strategic moment. This is not just any other moment. We have to decide a new strategic direction. And President Abbas did say in the UN General Assembly only in September that should Netanyahu insist to kill and bury the two-state solution, and I believe he is, and I believe those who do not want to see a two-state solution, which is the majority of his cabinet, the Israeli cabinet, are celebrating today. The alternative to that from a Palestinian point of view is full equal rights for all those who live in the historic land of Palestine, from the river to the sea, be it Jewish, be it Muslim, be it Christian, be it tall, be it short, full constitutional arrangement. And therefore, we will have to decide on this new strategic direction, and I believe the international community is fully behind the rights of the Palestinians.
Husam Zomlot is the chief Palestinian representative here in Washington. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.